It's nice that there's so many people showing up for this. It's a very difficult time for someone to be sentenced, and especially for words. I'm extremely horrified at the state of America right now, and the government and the judicial system and the way they're prosecuting people for protesting. They've dropped 300 plus curfew tickets in this town, but they're prosecuting me for almost 2 years for one. I mean, yeah, we have jury trial this week. So, I mean, we've got to get something done about this. It's got to change.
What do you think Eric means to the auditor?
A great deal, a hero to many, I think. He championed free speech, and that's one of the platforms that I run on. I've been arrested for saying the word fuck. Colorado Springs, actually, we're suing them for that.
Really? Tell me a little bit about how this happened, and also tell us the name of your channel as well.
I'm Pike Speak Auditors on YouTube, and what happened basically was I was just protesting a traffic stop. There was actually two. They were running a speed trap in downtown Colorado Springs, and I was just saying fuck, and I was saying fuck the police, and they arrested me for it. And they said it in the reports. If I had changed the word, they would not have arrested me. That is a blatant violation of the Constitution.
So what were the charges? Because as far as I know, there isn't a law saying if you use a four-letter word, you go to jail. What were the charges?
Disorderly conduct. They actually prosecuted me for up to the day before jury trial. Yes, ma'am. So, in my opinion, bad cops gravitate towards the word for some reason. They don't like you saying that. They don't like your challenge of their authority. I challenge everything. I question everything. So yeah, I think that we should be questioning that.
Absolutely.
What are your concerns about Eric's sentence?
I'm concerned they're actually going to try to prosecute him for words only. He's never been a threat. He's never done any physical harm to anybody. I think that we've got to figure out a way for the judicial system to see that words are not a crime. In this day and age, your feelings does not constitute a crime, at least in my opinion. We know that's not the case in the courts.
That was beautifully said. That was beautifully said. Thank you. I really liked. Do you mind? Wait, tell me why your arm is in this sling.
So Colorado Springs, the same department I'm actually suing for two different things, fractured my right arm in this last incident I had with them down there. It was for what they called trespassing on a dirt lot, undeveloped lot, that was proposed to be developed into a parking lot.
Okay, so you're telling me you were going to be arrested for trespassing on a dirt lot. That's what you're saying. Why did they take you to the ground? Why did they use violence on you?
I don't know. As soon as I got out of my van, the first thing that happened was I asked the lady to step away from my van so that I could go and leave, which is what she had asked me to do. She didn't give me that chance. She just took me to the ground and jumped right on my arm, on my shoulder back here, and it's fractured. I've had two x-rays, and I've got an MRI coming up, and they charged me and my lady with trespassing, obstruction, and resisting. She was just filming when she came out of the van when they grabbed her.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that perhaps you're being targeted because you're known for filming the police, because you have a YouTube channel?
I think it's retaliation, in my opinion, and that's just me. I can't prove that yet, but we're going to go to court and we're going to fight this stuff. I think that it's egregious to commit acts of violence against people who are living in their van during a pandemic when people can't work and can't get money and things like that. I think it's kind of harsh. Instead, I think we should be a little more sympathetic to those folks, right? Yeah. And part of that is because of the Colorado Springs stuff. From the beginning, there's been retaliation there, and been blackballed from working out there. I mean, lots of different things. It's been rough. I just don't talk about it. And I'm trying to get through it the best I can.
So, I'd have to say, it sounds to me like running your YouTube channel has kind of put a target on your back. You're talking about not being able to get employed. You're talking about being harassed in the van you're living in. I mean, have you ever considered just taking your YouTube channel down and stopping the fight?
No, I'm going to expose the tyranny that's coming down on Americans currently in this state. And even with my situation, I'm just going to leave and stay away and expose from afar. They are still messing up. They just killed a kid just the other day on ketamine. He was on LSD and they shot him up twice with ketamine. They could have been any other different scenarios. That kid was not fighting. He fell out of his door, right? And he was already on the ground. He wasn't resisting. He was like, no. And of course they knew he was on LSD, so they should have known, hey, we need to be a little more cautious with this scenario, right?
A little gentler.
A little more gentle. I mean, gosh, I'm sure the things that he was seeing, right? Because he was on LSD, it was just a whole nother world for him. I could only imagine. This is a bad thing that they're getting a habit of, right? Shooting people up with ketamine and doing that stuff.
Let me ask you about that specific case. If I understand correctly, Councilwoman Springsteen told me about it, that his father called for the police for help because he believed his son was overdosed.
I believe that his father called. I don't know if he said that he was overdosing. That part is still under investigation. I'm sure they're going to leave a lot of stuff out of the media. They've only released one body cam, and we know there was more than one officer there. So, in Colorado Springs.
Do you know about how long ago did this happen?
I don't know. The video was just released very recently. So, yeah, it's just coming to light, of course. As soon as video comes up, then things start coming out.
Absolutely. It shows the power of video, and it shows why it's so important to share these kind of videos, so the control.
It's being weaponized, in my opinion, and I believe that, like, people who are targeted, like Eric Brandt, like myself, Liberty Freak TV, especially here in Colorado, like you said, with the highest use of that ketamine rate, they could be just easily taken out, right? These are political prisoners that we're talking about. He could go to prison for words, right? And it all circles back together. I mean, the use of ketamine is just being weaponized against we the people.
Well said. Well said. That's great.